Hey man, I just wanted to take a quick video to show you how this is going to work when you get it. I'm going to end up wrapping this, so it's likely going to be wrapped as well as this in here. See what I can do to wrap it separately so it's not shaking around in here or anything. But so as you can see, I added the plaque, I added these chains, I added the corners. They should all be fairly solid, but I wouldn't obviously go crazy here. What you'd want to do in terms of the saber itself, when I send it to you, it's going to be kill key's going to be off and everything, so it's not going to function. This is going to be your on off. This is auxiliary. This is just decorative, so don't unscrew this. This is the blade retention, so be careful how deep you screw it. So there's a plug in now, so it's not as deep as if there's no plug in. If you want it flush, take the plug out, screw it all the way in. But obviously these are solid, but obviously it's not for dueling. Same with all the greeblies and everything. But let's see. So I'm going to send it with a blade plug. So unscrew a tiny bit. You can unscrew it all the way if you want, but you don't need to. So here's the blade plug. It's not the best blade plug. Like there's some cracks and stuff in it, but it's a pixel blade plug. This does not bounce or anything. It's just the TCSS blade plug. But so in order to get this high window cut, what we have to do when we make these Starkillers is the PCB is mounted as low as it'll go, but obviously this this top piece is in the way. So if I unscrew this, you'll see that the I can't see if you can see the PCB, in order to do shine through on this guy, and if I wanted to do glass shine through here, the PCB is mounted just below it. So the pins are literally right there inside. As you can see if we can get a view, it's a low profile holder. This is not, again, made for dueling. When you put the plug or a blade in, just be careful. Don't mash it in there. Don't twist it around like crazy or anything. You'll get a little bounce from the pins, but then that'll tell you when they're good to go. You see the shine through hole right there for the venting. But yeah, so those are the pins right there. It's not too deep. It's going to be deep enough so the blade's not going to wobble and stuff when you're messing around with it. But it's definitely not for dueling. So you put this in, just actually lined it up right. Squeeze the bunny ears a little bit. So as you can see, if I push it in, that's not the brass thing bouncing, it's the whole thing. So you can feel the brass or the PCB pins bounce a little bit. That's when it's in there. Maybe put a little pressure on it while you screw this guy back in. And I'm trying to do this with a camera, so it's a little awkward. There we go. So, and again, you don't need a ton of pressure, because there you go. And then the grip, it is clocked correctly right at right down the center here, as well as on the back. However, if you did tighten even more, it would go past, but it's very, very tight. It is not coming off. It's not without actually giving a little tug. So here, this board is mounted under here, so and it's pretty secure. If you tugged on it, it's going to come out. It's not, it's just like a standard holders. I didn't glue it. I didn't, nothing like that. It's designed to just slide in, and it's held in right there. So you get the mesh here, mesh there, matching mesh up here, mesh back in the crystal. So. And again, I wouldn't hold it by the chassis. It's solid, but it's not designed to be structurally held by that. So kill key is right here, battery back here. I'm sending it fully charged. Hopefully it'll get to you fully charged. If not, throw it in a charger. But just pop it out like normal. There's your battery. to line up the text. So when you're, and again, you know, SD card access, you know, there's plenty of room. USB access, you can, you know, if you have a 90-degree ribbon USB cord, you can use that as well. It is accessible there. There's not too much room, but it is accessible. The fonts are all the stock CFX fonts. However, I did add, just because of the, you know, all the drama lately about adding fonts to sabers that you didn't, you know, that you didn't repurchase for the saber itself. So I kind of followed Robert Sotomayor's lead on just kind of going plain Jane with fonts, except for I did add proxy on the menu. So you will hear, you know, accessing Imperial Records, proxy for, you know, it is a Starkiller, had to add him. And I did add the entire official soundtrack of the Force Unleashed Part 1 in the audio files. So those are in the audio player. We'll play the entire Starkiller Force Unleashed soundtrack. So if you want to kick it on, here's the kill switch. And at this point, you'll see just the standard stock cycling of the accent LEDs behind the shroud. There is one that I did it like a shine through back there. The other three are behind the shroud and come out, you know, through the vents on either side. But yeah, anyway, so this is the activation is the bottom button. You see the rotating crystal, pixel, and then auxiliary. And again, it's the stock fonts. So 2 or 3 of them have smooth swing. This is Hoth, it has smooth swing. Again, when you, go ahead and turn it off. When you do thread it back on, make sure it's, you know, threaded properly so you don't cross thread it and seize it. And then when you do get to this point, it's going to give you some resistance. That's when you know that you're going to, you know, turn it and clock it properly right down the middle. And you're good to go. So don't over tighten it, and it should stay clocked perfectly. And there it is. I think that's about covers it. So it'll be coming to you soon. Thanks a lot.